I was forgotten about at work again. I work 12-hour shifts on the night shift. My relief in the morning had vacation and supervision. Forgot again that I needed to be relieved. Got a text from my boss an hour after the end of my shift asking if I was still at the office. Even texted that he thought he was my relief and finished the text with lol. Why the hell would someone check if you are still at work an hour after they were supposed to relieve you? Because nobody cares, that's why. This has happened to me almost half a dozen times. No union, and if you leave without being relieved you will be terminated. What is keeping you from leaving on your own if no relief arrives? What happens if you have an accident at work? What happens if you're unconscious? The lol is just so disrespectful. At least apologize. Just start calling the person who is to relieve you if they don't show up in 5 minutes. You already have access to their phone number, right? That's so awful. I hope at least the pay during that time is at least double pay, not time and a half. Still wouldn't make up for it though. Your boss is not doing his job. Get him fired and take over his job. That sucks, and I'd start looking for another job if you can. That being said, this shows that you will need to start managing up. Next time this person is your relief, you need to remind them. If you see them before they leave, see you in the morning when you relieve me. A few hours before, start texting, hey, just making sure you are aware. Don't want to repeat and I need to leave on time. Life Ems or Rockford ambulance by chance? Are there not legal hours to working that mean you legally need to be relieved at the end of your shift? Especially as a first responder, that's a high-stress job. That's an inconsiderate boss on so many levels. Didn't schedule people properly. Doesn't hold employees accountable for tardiness. Doesn't apologize profusely for bothering employees during their off time. And doesn't apologize for making employees stay late. Until you lock the door and leave, this will continue to happen. Fire you? Who's going to work your regular shift? I know your pain, fellow heel bus jockey. That's when you contact his boss about it. What are they going to do if you unionize? Close down the emergency service? It's not a Starbucks or a Walmart. If your relief doesn't show up, why wait? Call your boss straight away so that they can sort it out. This reminds me of the guy who didn't show up for work for days. His boss called him and asked where he was, and he replied, "I'm in the office." Boss says, "I haven't seen you in days." "What do you mean?" Worker says, "I'm identifying as invisible." Boss is silent. So worker says, "Good workers are hard to find." I'm petty. And this is where that pettiness can shine. I'm gonna assume you work in an at-will state. So you and your employer have a contract. Not a collective bargaining agreement such as in a union, but an individual one. That basic agreement says you're to be paid X amount of dollars for Y amount of hours. Is this a secure facility? If not, bounce. Even if you're gonna accrue OT, that can be considered wagga theft if they claim it wasn't previously authorized. Work within the letter of the rules. If you're questioned about why you left, tell your employer it's not in your job description to wait for relief to arrive. It's the company's job to be aware of vacation schedules and to make sure appropriate relief is available and scheduled. If no one is available, then it's your immediate supervisor job to relieve you. Document everything. Save every email, every text message. Note every phone conversation via email and request confirmation that the content of the email is correct. CYA. We had our holiday work party last Friday. The CEO told all of the office people to leave at 3 p.m. Us in the warehouse didn't find that out until one of us went into the office to ask a salesperson a question only to find out they all had already left. Reply: how unprofessional of you. Lol. Just go home at the end or the shift. If no relief showed up, just text your boss, guess nobody is there now. Lol.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.